I always start my videos like that. It's funny. I realized I did that. But yeah, guys, I'm checking in again, and I'm gonna read another sample from the Green Glitch. What's behind the devil's lettuce? My pumped up because I'm not gonna share it just yet. I'm gonna give some people to join in, and hopefully they will. But yeah, I hope everybody's having a good week. Hope everybody's getting some relaxation time and stuff like that. It's a great time to read The Green Glitch. All right, so if you haven't ordered it yet, I think it's actually temporary out of stock right now on Amazon. So I would recommend go to Barnes and Noble or something like that to purchase the book. And also, guys, if you've read this, go to your local bookstores, right? Your Christian bookstores or your, just any neighborhood bookstores, libraries, whatever, and ask them to look up The Green Glitch, What's Behind the Devil's Lettuce. I would love for them to supply it in their shop. All right, it's an important book. And for those that have read it, I believe you probably understand just how important this book is. So with that being said, guys, I have won a medal, a gold medal. Okay, so this was first place for my book. All right, so pretty cool. And this was from the Christian Book Award Festival. So very cool and very proud of this. Took a lot of work to get this, and I'm very excited and pretty awesome. Thank you guys over at Christian Book Awards for honoring the book and for reading the book, and very cool. You guys are amazing. Love y'all. But with that being said, I'm gonna jump in here. Okay, I'm on page 15. I always try to read a little sample from this book, and I've talked about this before, but I'm gonna talk about it again because it's just very interesting to me. So I'm gonna read this. All right. It says, we are going to take a deep look now at what is inside the typical marijuana products that kids smoke these days. Keep in mind that we are not just talking about we are not just talking about weed products. We are also talking about vapes, oils, and waxes. Okay, the stats we are about to get into are similar for both marijuana and nicotine vapes. In a lot of cases, they are both used in the same manner anyway. I laugh when I think back to the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. How many times did you hear someone say, I will never get that vaccine? I heard that a lot. I don't know about you. They would say things like, it is not regulated. We don't know what's in that thing. Oh, really? It is not regulated, right? So, they would say that. You'd hear it all over the place. I remember hearing that. Would you not agree that it is no different with vapes? Okay, get ready. This is about to get serious. Okay, now this is very interesting. This is one of the first things I researched when I wrote my book. It says, did you know that some reports show that as much as 98% of vaping products available in the United States are illicit? And that's a cited reference. I don't know about you, but I consider this to be incredibly serious. For a vendor to be able to legally produce and distribute a vape, the vendor must submit an application to the FDA, the Federal Drug Administration, if you don't know what that is. After approval from the FDA, the vendor will receive a written permission, which is called a marketing order, which then allows them to sell the products. Okay, now this is just right in the beginning of my book, I kind of jumped into this. Now here's where it gets interesting, right? So it says from October 2019 to March of 2024, the FDA received approximately 26.6 million applications. That's a lot. 26.6 million applications from vaping companies. And again, that's a cited reference. Here's where it gets interesting. Of those 26.6 million applications that were submitted, the FDA only agreed to review 1.2 million applications. So 26 million submitted, only 1.2 million reviewed. Notice they only reviewed 1.2 million applications. Of those 1.2 that were reviewed, the FDA only approved the marketing orders for just 30 products. 30. Think about that. So out of 26.6 million applications submitted by vaping companies to the FDA, only 30 products were approved between 2019 and 2024. Okay, so back to like I was talking about with the COVID vaccine, everybody be like, oh, I'm not gonna get that because it's not regulated. But here we are, over 90% of vaping products on the market illegal, right, and illicit. but everybody's buying them up. Unregulated, only 30 products. Okay, now let's keep reading. Once dealers and illicit vendors started realizing this, it paved the way for the illegal vaping market to take off. According to the FDA's most recent reports, 54% of THC vaping products sold nationally are illegal. So that's good. We saw a little bit of a decrease. Some reports are still showing 90%. In September 2025, the Commissioner of the Food and Drug Administration, Marty Makary, stated that as much as 54% of vaping products sold nationally are illegal and contain chemicals such as formaldehyde, lead, acrolein. These are chemicals that are found in industrial textiles and pesticides. But yeah, we don't want to get that COVID-19 vaccine, right? So, I don't care if you're pro-vaccine, anti-vaccine, I don't care, right? But I just think it's funny that everybody will be like, I'm not going to get that, but how many people are smoking and vaping unregulated products? Only 30 products were regulated, guys, out of 26 million. And that's right under our noses, and I say all the time, it's really interesting how when I started writing this book, I thought it was going to be a very difficult book. Okay. And what I actually found out, this book took me about 45 days to write because the information was so clear. It was so in front of my face. It was so easy to find. And I have over 130 references in the back. There's pages of references, guys. And, they're good names, good references. I've had university professors read this book and tell me that they would give me an A+ rating, if I was one of their students that did this research. I've submitted to 5 different universities that are reading this book right now, and I'm getting good feedback. So, the data's there. It's right in front of our faces. I just dropped my book. It's right in front of our faces, and it's so easy to find, but yet the American public don't want to accept it for what it is, So, again, I'm not here to demonize people about marijuana or vaping, but I want people to know the truth. Look at the reality of what's going on behind the scenes. And most importantly, think about how it's affecting the kids, okay? Because I personally believe, from being a school teacher for 6 years, a military recruiter for 9 years, I've seen it and I've lived it out every single week. I have a conversation with a student who is struggling with an addiction from either vaping or marijuana since they were like 10 and 11 years old. Every single week. And I'm not even looking for it. They're just coming to me, right? I just know the signs to look for. So, as I market my book, I always tell people, once you see the glitch, you cannot unsee it. And that is so true. So I hope y'all learned something from that today. Now also, I want to remind everybody, all right, the 9th of May is coming up. This next Saturday, I'm holding a brand new Xbox Series X. Okay, this is the 1 terabyte. This is like almost a $600 machine, guys. Brand new. Still got the seal on it. Never been opened. Right, brand new. I will be giving it away next week on Saturday, right here on JT Books on YouTube. All right, now to qualify for the entry, okay, you got to purchase my book. And you just got to show me that you have purchased the book, and that will get you in the runnings. Okay, now the way I'm doing this, if you purchase the book, that gets you 1 entry. Okay, but if you share it with someone else and they buy the book and they let me know that you recommended it to them, I will give you 3 entries. So you're getting 3 times the opportunity. Okay, so the goal is to spread the glitch and let people know the truth here. And, just as a reward for helping me out and getting my information out there, I'm giving this away. Okay, I've already given away about $300 worth of stuff. Okay, books, I've given away, gift cards, things like that. So I'm going to be doing the same thing. All right, so we're going to give away this Xbox, but I'm also going to give away more copies of the book. I'm going to give away some of my cool poker chips and posters and things like that. I got my poker chips, posters, things like that. So it'll be fun. Okay. And at the same time, we'll learn some stuff, ask questions, help spread the word, guys. And, that's what it's all about. So I don't want to talk to y'all too long because I know it's Saturday. I'm getting ready to go live on JT Books on Facebook, and then I will on TikTok as well. So kind of just going to repeat it. Instead of sharing it, I figured I'd just go live. So if y'all want to follow me on those pages, I'd love to have y'all too. So again, thank y'all for what you're doing and supporting the glitch. And God bless. Have a great weekend, guys.